Hello, my name is Jean Meister. I'm partner in Future Workplace, co-author of the book, The 2020 Workplace, and host of the Social Learning Bootcamp. Today, we're going to talk about implementing social learning. I see three trends as having a huge impact on the workplace: the use of social media, the growth of mobile devices, and the explosion of video-based traffic on the web. Consider that social networking is the most popular online activity, with 1 in every 5 minutes spent on the web. What does this mean? Our employees will bring their digital lives to the workplace and expect to use internal social networks for working, learning, and communicating. There will be more mobile devices than people by the year 2017. Ericsson predicts 9 billion mobile subscriptions, while the U.S. Census Bureau says the global population will only be 7.5 billion that year. And employees will increasingly want to use their mobile devices at work in a trend called BYOD, bring your own device. Trust me, this is going to have huge implications for IT and HR policy. Cisco predicts 80% of the traffic on the internet by 2015 will be video-based. Ask yourself, what does this mean for our employees? Won't they increasingly demand more video-based communication and video-based learning? What do these trends have to do with social learning? Well, let's define social learning. I think of it as what we do naturally in our personal and our professional lives, but many of us don't think of it as social learning. Let's take an example. I wanted to know how companies are using social media in their formal training programs. Where did I go to find this out? LinkedIn, specifically the Chief Learning Officer group on LinkedIn. Within 1 minute, I found a relevant podcast called Social Media and Training and got an answer to my question. So if we are using external social networks for learning and development and see how this can impact our productivity, why have organizations been slow to adopt this inside the enterprise? At Future Workplace, we're the host of the Social Learning Bootcamp, and we asked attendees to identify their top 3 barriers to social learning. They told us it was company culture, confusion about what social learning is, and lack of training on how to safely use social networks at work. How can organizations overcome these barriers? I have 3 suggestions. First, identify the business problem to be solved and the key executives who will use social networks to solve the problem. In the case of Unisys, their CEO and senior leadership team were the first ones to become active users of Inside Unisys, their internal social network. They saw the business benefits for the whole organization and, in particular, the opportunity to increase the productivity for the sales team. Second, communicate the hard business benefits of bringing social networks into the enterprise, not just the soft ones of increasing knowledge sharing. Did you know that according to the McKinsey Global Institute, knowledge workers, that's you and me, spend 13 hours a week reading and answering email, and this totals 650 hours a year. So far from being a distraction, using social tools in the workplace can be a boon to productivity, but it's our job to communicate this to the organization. Third, create social media literacy training programs so everyone understands how to share knowledge in a safe and respectful manner. This is already happening at Intel, Unisys, Adidas, and PepsiCo. All have developed social media training programs in the last 18 months. So implementing social learning requires communication of business benefits, social media training, and most importantly, committed managers who see the business benefits behind social learning.